Hello there, fellow summoners. Mad Dog HT here. We're going into 7.3.6, the final chapter, and I've been trying to get around to this footage for quite a while now. I mean, I did this 4 days into the release, so it's been a while, but I'm gonna try to get this knocked out, hopefully before Variant 8 comes out, which is tomorrow. So this lane has Acid Wash, a Redoubled Determination, Poison Vulnerability, and then the nodes that really come into play, which kind of give you some flexibility, is the Toxi-can, and then the right back at it. So I chose to not go with champs that can naturally apply poison. I figured, with Kang as the boss, having a ramped up Aegon would be beneficial, and Aegon can do this lane really well. It's pretty easy generally. This Luke Cage isn't a very difficult fight. With the Redoubled Determination, you kind of got to watch out for the power gain a little bit if you get a whole bunch of the poisons that come up from the Toxi-can node. But you don't need a champ that can deal poison, because the node will get it for you. If you do bring a champ that does poison, you just really gotta watch out like how many you're applying, because Redoubled Determination can kind of really get out of hand with the power gain. And then right back at it. Basically, if you knock them down with a heavy or a special, they're gonna go debuff immune, both like stun immune, poison immune, whatever debuffs you might be putting on them. So you're gonna see me spamming a whole bunch of special ones. I am getting some poisons on here and there, and then I need to wait out that right back at it immunity passive that gets applied, and then just kind of go back at it. So my whole plan here was just to spam special ones and build up Aegon's combo as much as possible. This might not be the most ideal method for most, but Aegon really works well. And you're going to see that he just blows through the line fairly easily after his combo is built up. And while this first fight particularly is taking longer, that's okay. It's pretty easy to get through. Luke Cage isn't a difficult fight. As long as he doesn't hold a special, you're good to go. And I'm going to try to get as much damage as I can while just spamming special ones, and that is going to reduce the damage output, because every time I throw the special one, it's going to knock him down and he's going to go immune. And then there I do get hit, which isn't ideal, but I do have Proxima on the team. I mainly brought her because I recently ranked her up, and I thought she could also possibly do well on Kang, I don't know how you're supposed to pronounce it, with getting some big special damage off, but you'll see I did quite terribly with her. But yeah, back to this fight. This fight will last a little bit. I'll probably let this finish out. I do get a decent combo stored going into the rest of the lane, and the poisons, when they're active, you do quite a bit of damage. I mean, look at that. That was like a 11 and a 15k crit in there when the poisons were up. And then we're just gonna knock them down and keep going. When the immunity shield is up, when his indestructible buff is up, I have no problems getting combos in there. I mean, look at that combo. There was like 2 or 3 11 and an 18k hits in there. When those poisons are up, Aegon just shreds this line. We do have over 150 combo to get the true accuracy buffs, and there, the last half of that fight went pretty quick. We got Aegon ramped up fairly well. Next up, we're going to go up to the Sabretooth, and we're going to use Aegon again. And you know, for me, I like to keep Sabretooth throwing his special ones. They're easy to kind of get out of range of. You don't really have to worry as much with the dex timing, and like he has kind of that AI that goes along with. I feel like it's very similar to Killmonger and his special too. If you just like back up, he's like, all right, well, my special one, or in Killmonger's case, his special two, it's got a really long range to jump at you. They're really likely to do it. So here I am, since I already have them built up pretty much to the 150. I'm not throwing any specials this time. You can see the damage is quite excellent. Redoubled determination with those poisons active. It's easy to pretty much get him to a special one every time, every combo. So he's gonna throw it, and you go back in. You got a couple poisons up from Toxi-can, Toxicant. Yeah, hammering away 10k, 15k crits. It's beautiful, and Sabretooth just can't out-regen that. So that was a pretty quick, simple fight. Got some more combo banked. We're going to be coming in at 150 plus on this Thor Ragnarok. And again, we're going to use Aegon. I think I use Aegon for 5 out of the 6 paths. So 5 out of the 6 paths. 5 out of the 6 fights on this path. Now we do need to throw specials every once in a while on this one and be ready for that because of the power gain that Thor Ragnarok gets. And again, it has redoubled, so you really got to play around and make sure you don't let the power gain get out of control. Here I'm trying to bait a special. He's just not having it. And then here we go. So we're gonna go in, throw the special, and turn it on. His power gain comes on, we turn it right off. Kind of wait out that immunity timer and hope that we get a poison. There we go, we finally got a poison, getting some good damage off. But now it's time to throw another special because he's about to get to his combo count thing for his power gains going down. And we just can't kind of keep trying to line that up with Aegon's special one, which has, I think, 5 hits in it. So I'm trying to throw that special one sometime between, where the combo has like 3 to 2 hits left, and pretty much the power gain comes up and it's gone, and we don't really have to worry about anything that Thor Ragnarok has to offer. Pretty simple, straightforward fight. Some good damage, pretty quick. And yeah, bait those special ones. Make sure you don't forget about the power gains, and you're good to go. So there we go. We got another one down. Pretty easy, pretty quick. I personally really enjoy using Aegon. I think he's a great champ. To me, he's not just for like the super high-end stuff that's the millions of health pool fights, which is in Labyrinth or Abyss. I think he does really, really well for story content such as this. The health pools are decent enough, and you can get a good enough combo going. Aegon really works well. So I'm actually going to use Aegon against this class disadvantage Nightcrawler. I already have 150 plus combo, and that's going to allow me to get the true accuracy. So you can see the evades that Nightcrawler would normally get are failing like crazy, which is great. So I don't really have to worry as much with that. And then the redoubled, it's giving him a ton of power. Generally, I think I prefer to push Nightcrawler to his special 2 where possible. But yeah, once you get your first hit in, that unless it's not under the stun, you're trying to do an intercept. Nightcrawler has the chance of evading like that. But once you get that first hit in, which normally I'll do with the parry, you got that true accuracy up, and then you can pretty much just combo away freely without having to worry about getting, evaded and smacked. And that fight went super, super quick. 40 hits. Very, very smooth fight. Gonna put in an energy refill, and then we got Green Goblin, and we're gonna go again with Aegon. Gonna continue to build up the combo. We're still shy of 300, like 258, I think that shows. If I can make this bigger for me. Yeah, I think it was 258. So I can't remember if I do end up getting to 300 before Kang. I don't think I do. But 25% down with 13 hits. It's pretty good. We're doing all right with Aegon, and now we're trying to bait out Green Goblin special 2. You know, sometimes I don't know if it's me, you know, whatever I'm doing with the AI, sometimes the AI just goes super passive. But I mean, just look at that damage. 10k, 15k crits, 17k, just beautiful. We're gonna keep pushing him to his special 2. Normally I will dex the whole thing. I think I'm blocking the first parts on that. And I'm just staying away from L1s if possible. Don't want to take as much chip damage. But I don't know, between the special 1, if you block parts of it, between the special 2, you block the first part, dex out. It's probably about the same, but 2 special 1s versus 1 special 2. Yeah, so there we go. Green Goblin goes down another 43 hits, so pretty easy. Now we're going to go up to this Emma. I'm not going to use Aegon for Emma. Easily could have, but on this one I'm going to use Kingpin, just because I think I used Kingpin in the Summer of Pain Emma Frost fights, so I was very comfortable using him against her. And Kingpin, you know, while she's in diamond form, I can't parry, and Kingpin's going to take a little bit more chip damage, I think. And even though it's class disadvantage, it's fine. This one's going to take a little bit longer because I'm going to be throwing special 1s to empty my power to keep her in telepath form as much as possible. Because you can see, like, she cannot be poisoned in diamond form, and without that poison I can't really do any damage. This is a little bit longer fight, but we'll get, I think it takes me a bit to kind of figure out the rotation as to when I should throw my specials. And you can see once we get poisons up, the damage is fairly decent. So now we've done 10% and 37 hits. But yeah, you do have to throw specials to unload your power and to get her out of diamond form. Unless you use a champ, I think Corvus would actually be really solid for this fight. I didn't bring Corvus. I didn't bring him along anywhere, I think, at all in 7.3. I just have a 5-star rank 5. 6 stars at rank 2 on Awakened. I wasn't gonna bring him in, but somebody that can reliably armor break, I think, would be ideal for this one. I didn't have anyone on the team and didn't really plan it that way for this path. But yeah, I mean, anyone that can reliably armor break and not have to throw specials to knock her down, I think could take her down really quick. So here I'm just gonna try to keep pushing her over special 1 with my special, and then I'll have a window where she's in telepath form. Hopefully I will get some Toxicant poisons, like so, and then push her over her special, and try to keep her in as long as possible. I probably shouldn't have done that heavy knockdown. I should have kept comboing. And, you know, as this fight goes on, the damage output gets a little bit better because I kind of find a better rotation. So basically, I'm going to always try to unload my special, pushing her over 1 bar, and then we're kind of both back down low power and wait out that immunity, and then get as much hits as I can in and pray that I get some Toxi-can poisons. And so on this one, I don't think I got any. That's all right. You know, doesn't matter. There we go. We get a little bit of damage in there, but it'll be a little bit more to get this fight down. But I do solo her. Probably not the most ideal matchup, especially with the class disadvantage. But yeah, definitely bring an armor break champ. I think Corvus would be ideal. Annihilus would be probably really good. Granted, the redoubled on the armor breaks that he puts on, maybe not ideal. I'm trying to think of other champs that would be good for this Emma. I think Angela would probably be solid if you don't get too many armor breaks on her specials. Probably Cosmic Champ would be best. Captain Marvel movie would be pretty solid. CGR, I'm sure he could do it, but I think he might get too many armor breaks, and the redouble would probably not be working too well in your favor. Silver Surfer would be good, I think. Looking at all these other Venom would be solid. Gotta watch out for his bleeds though. Yeah, I'm trying to look at who else does armor breaks. Give a shout out to my buddy Warren. I'm sure Sentinel would do really well here. But yeah, we're slowly getting through. I'll let this play out and we'll get into the boss action in just a minute. Alright, so we just finished off Emma. Long fight. Did get the solo. Took a hit, but 220 hits. By no means it was quick. And there's probably better options, but I figured I'd throw Kingpin on the team because I felt like he could do well and be fun on the boss. So basically this path doesn't have any of the extra nodes. I think it's just regular Kang. And here I'm trying to read through, trying to figure out all of like how this works. I watched, I think, 2 videos of people taking him down, and I know it's not that difficult, but in action I was like, yeah. So there's all the nodes that are in play. They're all disabled. This path doesn't have any extra nodes to put on Kang, and this is what I'm checking out. This is like me on the fly figuring out, do I need to worry about any of these? And I wish Kabam would just do these differently. I wish they would just show what extra node is on the boss when you get there, instead of trying to show you what is possibly there, if it's disabled or not, because I feel like the process of elimination is just not a good way to go about doing this. I know they've done that for a couple of the bosses since. I know they did that with the Gwen Master. I just didn't like it. Just tell me which one is enabled if it's there. Otherwise, and basically it's fine showing the link nodes, but once you get to the boss, all of that stuff I think should just go away and just say, hey, you have this one to deal with. That's just my opinion. So I'm just thinking, okay, do I have to deal with any of these? No. The answer is no. And so we're going to, I'm not even sure if I swap out anybody, which you do have the option to do. Get a full health champ. I used Kingpin and I used Aegon. I'm not going to swap out Aegon after I have him built up, so I think I'm just going to skip it, if I remember right. Yeah, we skip it. maybe I could have swapped somebody out for my rank 2 Proxima, but we left her in. Thought that she could do well, get some big specials off. So with this Kang fight, basically you just need to follow the prompts of whatever number is up on the far right. That is basically the special attack that you either need to throw or have held by the time it expires. So like if it has a 1, you either need to throw a special 1, or by the time it expires you need to still have 1 bar of power. 0, don't throw anything, have 0 bars. You can throw specials, but just make sure by the time it expires you have 0. Have special 2, you can either throw a special 2 to go to the next one or be holding it. And so that's one thing that I probably didn't do as well in any of the fights that I did for all 6 paths was I think a lot of times I saw, hey, it shows a 1 or it shows a 2, and I'm just like, oh, I gotta throw that special. You can just get to that bar and hold it, particularly when you know special 3 is next. It's depending on where you're at in this fight. Kang will give you more or less power, and it's easier to get to a special 3 in certain modes. And sometimes it's just better to not throw a special, so that way you're ready for the next mode. And I didn't do that too well. And this is my first attempt. Here I'm reading through all of the nodes. I don't know if this will help you. I'll probably put a link as to like his breakdown ability description so that people can look at it if they need to. But I did have some issues at first dexing this guy's special 1. And if you can't dex it, you're going to get stunned and it's going to mess you up. And sometimes you want to dex it in full. Sometimes you want to block some of it. And basically if you dex it in the modes, you'll gain power. If you block it, you'll get power drained. And depending on what special you need to throw or have activated, you need to manage that well. So here I'm reading through all the phases, and yeah, phase 1, you got to get 3 charges to get the time lapse. Phase 2, you got to get to 4, and yeah, you got to go through these power loops. And I'm just trying to read through all this. I'm not reading it, but we'll skip over to the fight, which will be here shortly. All right, so we went through all of this, and I'll kind of talk through my thoughts on this. I first went in with Proxima. I thought she could do really well, but granted, this was my first attempt on this guy, and it doesn't go great. We get 3 intercepts in, and then there I block all of the specials. I wasn't intending on doing that. It just wasn't happening. Now I gotta get to a special 3. So there we go, and I accidentally blocked the last part. So every time in this first phase, you're getting a ton of power, and when you dex his specials. And if you block, you, I think, get power drained. I think actually the first one you don't get any power drained, because I actually blocked some of that. So here I throw off a special 3, no really big power. I do stun him, and I need to get to a special 1. I do get to a special 1. I throw that, and I think generally speaking, you want to avoid the special 2. I mean, I evaded that. It's not difficult. Here we have to have 0 bars, so we're just going to dance around, stall this out. And there we get a time lapse, time collapse. And we're just going to hit him while he is stunned and try to get the most damage as possible. And didn't really have a lot of power. I only have 1 prowess up. And then I walk right into his heavy. Not ideal. Here we throw a special 1 because we had the special 1 active. Now we got to get to a special 2, which basically means we need to dex, and we get that. And there we throw a special 2. And now this is probably where I probably should have. I actually hit him into the next phase, and that's where, yeah. So he goes indestructible. And then once he goes out of that, he goes to his like furious mode, and basically you can't hit him, or you need to intercept him in that mode. And I was trying to heavy spam him, and that did not work. So now we're in the second phase with Aegon. I was like, okay, let's try to get some good damage in with Aegon ramped up. He's not at 300 combo yet, and you can see I didn't get to special 1, and I took a huge chunk of damage. And so here I gotta empty and get to 0, and the specials cost less. I luckily was able to get that, but I have like no health left. And I gotta get to special 3 here, so we gotta get full dex off. We got it, and I throw it, but Aegon has a stun on a special 3, and I think this messes me up with trying to get to my next special, or the next mission accomplished. Yeah, so here we're supposed to get to 2 bars. Okay, so we get to 2 bars, we throw it, boom. All right, so now we need to dex this. Special 2's not bad to dex, special 1's not bad to dex. You just need to make sure that he's kind of going with the, with whatever prompts you need, and you're paying close attention. I'm trying to think if this next one is what messes me up. I don't think I get a very solid run with Aegon, if I remember right. Granted, this was like a month ago. Okay, so there we go. We get the time lapse. He's stunned. We throw off another special 3. I think we're gonna end up pushing him to special 2. Now Aegon, I would probably say special 3 is not always the best, because he's going to be stunned for a really long time, and you need him throwing specials and whatnot. Yeah, there, So I went from like 90% to 56, so that was what, 34%? It's not terrible, but I wish I wouldn't have lost so much health, and I didn't go in full health either. Wasn't going to use any heals. I should have maybe. But I had a full team to deal with. So now we're going back in with Kingpin. Kingpin is not too bad of an option for this guy. We get our special 1 off. And then we got to get to 0 bars. So I think we need to just block, and I don't block. We got to empty, block, block, block. It doesn't empty enough. I'm trying to think, can we get this off? I think we're going to take a detonation damage again. Nope, just made it, but I threw it into his block, and I take a combo to the face. So I think a little bit less damage versus taking the detonation. Throw off the special 2 with the special 2 prompt. We got to get to special 3, and I think this is kind of like where I messed up. I'm not sure I'm going to be able to get there, maybe? No, I do get there. Okay. We're going to throw that. So yeah, it's just really using Kang's special 1 to your advantage to gain power is key. We get the time collapse. We're heavying him. Okay, so I don't know if I mess up here, if I end up backing off. Yeah, I do back off. So the aggressive mode, I tried to intercept him, did not happen. All right, so we gotta stay at, so here's where things, so this mode, you gain less power, and I think you also get drained. So we are at 0, we got the 0, but now we gotta get to 2, and there we go, Dex, and then I accidentally blocked, and I think that's probably gonna kill me, because I'm not gonna be able to get enough power to get him back to special 2, yeah, and I die. And I think if you do, so I got drained when I did 2 heavies in a row. I'd have to look back at the abilities, but I think you don't want to knock him down. Can't remember what let me look back at the abilities. Yeah, so it's if you knock him down with the same combo ender, you get power drained. So I did 2 heavies in a row and I got drained on that. So if you were to do like 2 lights in a row or 2 medium enders and then like throw your specials, you can get power drained on that. So you just need to keep that in mind. So on this one, you are also always constantly getting power drained. So if you get a bunch of power, you're going to be right under a special 3. So if you get the 3-bar prompt, you need to make sure that you go in right away and retaliate a special 1 and give him a hit, and then hit that special 3 to get that off. Otherwise, you're going to get drained shortly thereafter, and it's not going to be good times. You'll fail your mission. So there you can see I got power drain because I did the same combo ender twice in a row. Take the detonation damage. Yeah. But we're slowly getting this guy down. We got to get him into the time collapse to where we can actually do damage. Got to get to a special 1. Dex, Dex, Dex. There we go. So this is probably where I would recommend not throwing the special. So I threw a special 1, I had special 3 up next, and I'm pretty certain I'm not going to get to special 3 again. This, you get like half the power that you did in the prior phases, and yeah, so that costs you. In the second phase, like if you see special 3 coming up and you have like the special 2 or special 1 prompt, I would suggest just not throwing the special, holding it, being in that 1 or 2 bar range, and then getting prepared to get to a special 3. And when you get the special 3, obviously throw that because you're going to need to, because you're going to be constantly drained. There, I don't dex the special 1, I get stunned. We throw off the special 1. Now we got to stay at 0. And I think on this I would recommend trying to get as much power as you can. Now I had Hazarath up, so I was stealing and preventing Kang from getting power, so it didn't help me out a ton. Special 1, Hazarath kind of messes you up, and then here he doesn't throw his special, so I take big damage because I couldn't get to special 2. So now here we gotta get to special 3, and I just eat a combo, and I think I'm gonna die here. Most certainly, yes. Yes. So just terrible run with Doom. I think Doom Hazarath makes this fight a little bit more tricky. So we got all my guys KO'd. we got him more than halfway down. We're going to throw in a team revive. I think here I'm looking at my revives to see, like, should I do singles or should I do teams? And I had a whole bunch of teams, and those team revives came from Cav EQ offer that was like 3,000 units, get a bunch of 30% boosts, Cav crystals, 6-star shards, and then a bunch of revives. So I mainly bought that in for the boost and then the shards for War Season. But yeah, we're gonna put in a team revive and heal up, and we'll get him down on this. So we use 1 team revive on our first run, and all of the KOs came on the boss. So I wasn't too disappointed. I wish I would have played a little bit better, but you know, you're learning this. I think everybody, well, most, maybe I'm sure there's plenty of beasts that go out and just solo this guy first off, possibly. Definitely can be done. It's not that difficult of a fight, but you really got to really be paying attention and then really have good power management on how you get power from this guy. So here we're trying to get this guy to throw his special. He throws it right before, and I rush in. I get smashed. We do complete the prompt. I believe I completed the prompt. Now we gotta get to special 2. There we go. We got that, and now this is one I should have held, and then 2, I threw a special and it went right into his block. So, but I should have held that special 2 because getting to special 3 in this phase is very difficult when you have like 0 power. The AI has to be pretty aggressive and throw like at least 2 special 1s. So yeah, another Proxima turn wasted. Now we're gonna go in with Aegon and try to do better. So we push them just under a bar. There we got the 0 bar prompt. There we got the 1 bar prompt. And then, so here I would recommend not throwing a special 2 and holding it. And I think I throw the special 2 into a block, which doesn't count. You actually got to hit them. And I think I'm going to take detonation damage. Yep. And here we go. We're close to a special 3. There we go. We get the special 3 off. He's going to be stunned coming out of this. We need to get him wounded. Hit the time collapse so we can get some good damage off. We are over 300 combo, which is nice. So we get the fury damage, but right now the damage is not anything special. And then we're gonna take time lapse damage. We got power drained. We gotta stay at 0. Gotta block that. There we go. But now we gotta get to special 3 after the 0, which is very difficult to do depending on like how the AI interacts. There we go. We got 1 special 1. We got about halfway there. We need to get some intercepts. He wasn't playing into it. Throws his heavy, which is a pretty long animation, and I die. So kind of frustrating, you know, when the AI doesn't play into you and, you know, keep trying to get him to a special 1 to throw. I think I do okay with this run on Kingpin, and then we finish him off with Doom, which is the last guy. Yeah, so here we go. We need to stay at 1 bar. So we block a bunch of that. I think, do I throw a special 2? Or do I just took the damage? I'm at special 2. I think I'm gonna hold this. You are getting constantly power drained, so you can't just hold forever. There we go. We did complete that prompt. So now we gotta get to a special 3, and then right after that we gotta get to another special 3. So not ideal. So here we pushed him. This should push him over special 1 with this special 3. try to get some drain. We gotta get him. We gotta get him to be collapsed. But here we're stunned. I need him to throw specials. Come on, throw it. And then I don't dex the first part, so I don't get a ton of power gain. There we go. Got a decent chunk. Can I get enough? Yes. Barely got enough to get another special 3. And then what's the prompt coming out of this? I wasn't looking. 0. 0 bars. So if he throws, we need a block. There we go. It's nice to get the willpower healing. And Kingpin, he's just built like a tank. There we go. We get him to collapse. And then I think I'm gonna spam some heavy belly bumps, 26k, 30k, 30k. Got some decent damage there. We gotta get him wounded again. Here we're at special. We need to do a special 1. And I don't get it. So I probably should have just ate that and then I had the special 2 ready. So yeah, just managing your power bar sometimes can get a little bit tricky. Here we're gonna throw special 2. Now we need to build up to special 1. And then get back up to special 2. And I don't know why I got drained. Did I not dex that? Looks like I didn't. All right, we gotta get him to a special 2. Dex, dex, dex. Throw that. All right, so now we gotta get 0 and then get all the way to special 3. Let's go. I'm trying to think if I think I fail getting to special 3. And then we finish off with Doom, I think. Yeah. Sometimes it's hard to get to special 3 from 0 bars. It's not the easiest task to do. All right. Do I go on Professor X or do I go with Doom? I can't remember. I think I go with Doom. Nope. Professor X, I think I don't last very long at all on this one. Get some minor chip damage off. But then when he gets to that special 3, or the final phase, it's quite an interesting phase to get through. Is basically who can get to special 3 the fastest. You can get hit to get some power gain, or you just need to be super aggressive and get some intercepts in and get to special 3. And I'll talk about how I was able to do that and kind of my thoughts on that, on how to easily do it. I know there are some champs that I didn't bring on any of my pass, but that work really well. Anybody that has like immortality, like Immortal Hulk, some type of death prevention chance works really well. So here we're going with Doom. We gotta get to a special 2. We need him to throw a special. We get an intercept in, throw it. There we go. Sweet. And I probably should have thrown that. We gotta get to 0 bars. Okay. Burning them down a little bit. But the incinerates are pretty weak sauce. Okay, we got the 0 bar. Now we gotta get to 1. And we block, and it takes up too much. Block this. There, just enough. So we're gonna hold on to that. There we go. Gotta get to a special 3. Gotta get this guy wounded. Messed up. Block the end of that. Instead of dexing it, I'm gonna take a big detonation damage. Here we go. Special 2, and he's wounded. Getting a ton of incinerate damage, which is nice. Got a couple heavies, and boom, get him into the final phase. So In this phase, he's going to be super aggressive coming out of this, and you want to, right here, you want to be super aggressive, get your intercepts in. While you're close to him, you gain power, he's constantly gaining power, and then right before he gets to special 3, you want to go do a intercept and then do a full-fledged combo to get all the way to special 3, and then he's going to die. Granted, if you're using a champ that's pretty weak hitting, there is a chance that the special 3 won't kill him, but Doom is not going to have any issues with that. And there we go. So we get our first clear. We use 1 team revive and a couple team health potions. Overall, not too bad considering I don't think I used hardly any items for most of 7.31 through 7.35. And then we get the tier 5 class catalyst selectors. I think I'm going to end up picking skill because that's one I'm low on. And I kind of want to make sure I have an even balance between all my catalysts. I have plans for pretty much every class, so it doesn't really matter that much. I don't want to be just too overloaded with one class, because if you get too overloaded on one, then tier 4 class catalysts start coming into play as far as having enough of those and whatnot. So here's the exploration offer. I did not pick this up. I considered it, but the tier 6 and tier 3 alpha, tier 6 basics, they're just so small that I had a hard time stomaching the cost of units for that. Even though I do have a lot of units, I did skip it. And we did get some shards, so we're gonna open those up. And overall, I'm kind of indifferent with the results of these two. We spin it out, tap it to stop, and we stop on Gamora, which is a new champ, so it's good. It's good for Arena. She's been reworked, and she seems okay. But nothing too special. But maybe she'll come into use here and there. And then the second one, spin out, tap it, and it stops on my boy Havoc, which I have at rank 3, so that's Sig 40. So that's not too bad. He's on defense, so a little bit more chance to get more plasma buildup. So not too bad as far as that goes. We're going to go and open up my 6 stones. And there's, I think, 20 of them. Yep, 20 of them. Pop those. I think I end up applying some of these on like the science ones that go to thing. I didn't get too many of those, and pretty evenly distributed. And then last up, I think we open up the tier 5 tier class catalyst. Oh, there's the rank up gem. Just get a 1 to 2. I have yet to use that. And then here we're gonna open up the tier class catalyst. I think we get Mystic. But yeah, hopefully this helped. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.